All right. It is Saturday. No, Sunday.
Sunday. Sundays.
June 6th. And this is Average Rants at KNMC 90.1 FM. And let's do our community calendar. And apparently today, there is the 14th annual Central Montana Everything Antique Show.
Oh, yeah, that's a big hullabaloo up at the fairgrounds today.
Yeah, so that's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., so you got 1 hour if you need to go up there and find something new that's old.
Right.
Right? That's how
something old that's new?
Yeah. What else we got? Well, I mean, June 7th, story time from 10:15 a.m. We'll be streaming on the Haverhill County Library Facebook page. There's also lap swim, fitness swim, and aqua exercise that you can get a hold of the Haver Community Pool to get those exact times since they're all spaced out differently. Got the burger fundraiser. Do they have the burger fundraiser every week?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
I just realized that I say it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that is from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Eagles Club. Going on there and get a burger. That's on Tuesdays. And on June 9th, the Haver Table Tennis Club meets at the Atrium Mall. They have that's ping pong, isn't it?
If you're a table tennis aficionado, no, but if you're not, I guess it's the same. I don't know.
So go.
I suck at both, so.
Okay, any listeners, go down, check it out, 6 p.m. on June 9th. It's a Wednesday.
If you know the
let
difference,
us know if it's ping pong, because I feel like it's just the other word for ping pong.
Yeah, if you know the difference, let us know.
So I think in China it's table tennis. And, it's kind of like football is different everywhere you go. Like I found out the other day that in Australia they say football and it means rugby.
Right, but I think that's only in Australia. Anywhere else in the world besides here in Australia, football is soccer.
Yeah, I know that. Well, not in Canada.
It's the most. It's the most popular sport in the world.
Hockey's getting there.
Hockey, I don't even know, cracks the top 5.
Well, it's because soccer is literally one of those sports that all you need is a ball.
Mm-hmm. It's by far and away one of the cheaper sports to play.
It is extremely cheap. And I know people are like, oh,
you gotta wear the shin guards, man. If you don't,
yeah.
And a decent pair of shoes, but other than that, you're good to go. But
yeah,
there we go. Community calendar.
This is a community calendar. This is as much as I'm doing because it just seems to repeat it.
It does pretty much repeat itself. No, so but I do have some on the topic of sports. I have some pretty interesting sports bits. Coming in today, there's a big PGA golf tour. Can't remember what it's called.
It's PGA golf tour.
Yeah. A guy had a 6-shot lead going in today, right? He's walking off the course yesterday, and they tell him he's tested positive for COVID and has to drop out. He lost over $1 million chance at $1 million purse because he tested positive for COVID.
So you got that vaccine.
Here's what I'm saying. And this is what I find rather crazy right now. And I mean, this could take me right into our rant, which is why we're Average Rants. But why doesn't every major sport make all of their athletes make it a condition? You have to be vaccinated to play.
I know the NHL. When it gets to the playoffs where the Canadian teams are going to meet up with the American, that they're putting it out that every player has to be vaccinated.
That's the NHL, but I know for a fact in golf, tennis, and all these other sports, they're not making it mandatory. All I'm saying is that cost that guy over $1 million purse. He was ahead by 6 shots.
Yeah, that was his choice, though, not
right?
to get vaccinated.
And I'm not saying everybody needs to go out and get vaccinated. That is definitely your choice. But these are your employers, and they want to keep their entire team safe.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife brought it up. Well, what about everybody who golfed with that guy yesterday?
Oh yeah.
Golf's not a physical contact sport, but you're still next to somebody, and your caddy goes,
Oh man, I gotta say this, and I'm gonna be upset with myself for saying it on the radio.
What?
I hit somebody with a golf ball.
Really?
Yeah. Luckily enough, it was
Did you know?
it was a buddy of mine, Robert Tate.
You smoked Robert with a ball?
So
It's bad enough you shoot hockey pucks at him, now you hit him with a golf ball?
I was on the 8th par 3, and I hit it, and it was looking pretty decent, but then it hit a branch, and I couldn't see where it went from there. And all I saw was this guy staring at me, and I was like, "Oh no," because I didn't yell for or anything. Because it didn't look like it was going to be going to the left.
Four isn't used so much anymore. Anymore, it's just
It's a swear word with a lot of yelling.
get out of the way.
But I kind of slowly walked over, being like, "Oh man, I hope it didn't hit this guy." And he's like, "Oh hey, Barry, what's going on?" I was like, you see my ball anyway? He's like, "Yeah, it went off my ankle." I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." He's like, "No, it lost most of its momentum." But the best part was his wife was there playing with him. She comes running over. She's like, "I was so happy. I thought it was his ball because he's really good." And she was excited, thinking that he had snubbed the ball and just shot it straight up, and it came down.
So what you're saying is we can't invite Robert to any of our golf games?
Well, I did tell him that it was payback for when he hit my wife.
He did. They did kind of bump into each other. But anyway, back to the whole thing. Like I believe that if you're going to be part of a major sport, it should be. And I don't put it on the players, because the players, if you give them the choice, they're going to make a choice. But if you don't give them the choice, you're like, hey, if you want to play this year, this is what we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was vaccinated. I'm not going to lie. 48 hours after that thing, not the best days of my life, but get over it.
Yeah, well, I mean, thinking about it like from that perspective of like, if I was a sponsor, sponsors give those guys a crud ton of money.
They make more money in sponsorship than they do in their contracts.
But it's because they want them to win with their products. And how mad are the sponsors going to be that guy didn't go get vaccinated if he was that close? Like, if I was a if average Rants was on his bag, I would be so mad now that we were that close.
Oh, they were going to be on the bag the next day, right?
Yeah.
But they had to pull him out because he got COVID.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, support charity. Charity case.
We are a charity case, big time. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Poor guy.
Yeah, that sucks. I wouldn't make that in a lifetime.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact numbers. Like 1.6 million was the total he could have taken home.
That's why I'm telling you, we got to get half decent at golf.
I'm not even half of a half decent.
But we would make more money losing every tournament than we would in our lifetime.
Like, I don't even have Happy Gilmore on my side. I don't even have a decent drive. I can't. In fact, that's the worst part of my game.
We could be comic relief on it.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd take us to be their new announcers, because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Golf announcers do not make the sport exciting at all.
Well, it's supposed to be more quiet.
Well, I get that it should be they're going on to the fourth green, and he's hit that putt. Oh, that is so beautiful.
Robin Williams did it the best. So he's like, you want to get people to watch golf, you got to get the Latino soccer announcers. They are just pumped.
Well, could you?
Look at the ball! Oh! I mean, they freak out. Can you imagine?
I just picture a putt from far away, going up and curving us, and us being like, "Oh man,
We do that at the hole. Like, I did it the other day when I just walked up and walked, because I was hitting 10 anyway, right? What hole was that, 6 or 5? And I'm like, I'm not going to make this. So I just walked by and just casually went clunk with my club, one-handed, and it rolls the 30 feet to the hole and falls.
Yeah.
I putter dropped and just.
Well, you'd think that we had won the PGA Tour, because we were like, what? I said we were a partnership then.
You're like, no, No way. No. It just falls in the hole. You just put like that all the time. Like,
Yeah, you were putting better with one hand than you do with two.
one hand, no looker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my golf game's awful.
All right, well, I guess we'll put on some music. We've been talking just for a little bit, but because Derek didn't make his playlist, I wanted to play at least 2 country songs.
I played country stuff last week.
Yeah, but not by my choice.
Oh, well, sorry.
So here we go. We've got some Rascal Flatts coming in.
Oh. At least pick good country. No. Oh, and while we're on the sports topic, there was a female tennis player who dropped out of the tournament, the French Open, and I think they're going to fine her because she wasn't meeting her media obligations. The reason she dropped out, though, was because due to mental health. The stress was getting to her, and she's having like panic attacks and stuff like that. So she was having tough times just being around people. And so the tennis was like, no, we're going to fine you for not like. So here's my question with the whole thing is like, so if that's a guy who's physically hurt and can't make it, does he get the same treatment? Like Roger Federer dropped out today because he had knee surgery a year ago, 2 years ago, and his knee's bothering him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, we got to stop looking at mental health as something that isn't as high priority as physical health. Like your mental health, your mental well-being should be even further above your physical health.
I think I'm just one of those people that their mental health is just so far gone that it doesn't affect
We
me.
have no. I mean, my 2-year-old's got more mental health than we do.
Yeah. I see my daughter making actual rational decisions, and I'm like, how?
She didn't get that from
She
me?
actually stopped and thought about stuff where I just do it and then go, I should have thought about that.
I should have thought that one through a little bit. Yeah, been there, done that. But you ever get lucky when you do something, you're like, oh, that worked out way better than I thought it would. And it was just kind of an on the fly.
Yeah, I got married.
Yep, oh, definitely there. How did it?
That was on the fly, not expecting it.
I can't believe she said yes.
I told everybody. I was like, she said yes. They're like, no, she didn't.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm annoying.
Yeah, a little bit. But the same 3 people tune in to listen to us every week. It's kind of strange. So
Well,
we must
we know we got people listening at home.
we must be so annoying that like we just got to listen to them just to hear what they're gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't be that stupid all the time.
Didn't I turn off this air conditioner?
Not warm enough apparently.
Oh my god, it's like blowing freezing cold air on me.
You are such a Sally.
I feel like you turned it back on when I didn't notice. Oh yeah.
You're a big Rascal Flatts
I
fan.
love Rascal Flatts.
I can't say that I've ever actually listened to
A song from them?
well, no, I've heard their songs.
Because you've probably seen Cars.
What? Probably.
The heck are you looking at there?
That's a Facebook group I follow. So
Where it's got a Centurion, but the other way around?
yeah, wow.
A Centaur?
Reverse Centaur, yeah, that's not good. No, I'm actually looking for our Facebook page just in case somebody actually says something to us, but I don't think they're gonna.
Hey, always be positive.
I be positive, no one's gonna talk to us. But every time I like load it up,
What?
They change everything around so I can't find it.
You should just have to click on your little bubble up there,
What bubble?
like your Derek bubble. And there it is right there, your pages. I can see it.
Oh, hey, look at that. You put an idiot in charge of the tech. It's not my fault you did that.
I created it, you deal with it.
We both created this monstrosity.
Uh-huh. Oh, now it's Tim McGraw.
Well, there's somebody I've heard of.
It's playing sappy songs, though. I played 2 sappy songs in a row by random choice.
Way to go. What sappy song does Tim McGraw have?
Please Remember Me.
Yeah, that is a bit sappy.
It's very sappy. You will find bitter love, strong as it was.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
So who's your, okay, I know you're still probably a little depressed. It's okay.
Oh my God.
But who's your pick for the cup, man?
I haven't looked at hockey things except for the one thing that happened today that made me happy.
What's that?
Canada won gold at the IHF International.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's what they should do, right? I mean, it's your sport.
They lost 4 games in the tournament. They're the first team that has won that tournament, losing 4 games in the post.
Well, you should have, if you were going to watch some hockey yesterday, you should have watched the Tampa Bay Carolina game. That game, there were 8 goals scored in the second period.
Huh. That's a lot.
Yeah. Tampa Bay ended up winning 6-4. They were down 4-2.
Hockey's so random.
It is, and well, that's why you do a best of 6. Can you imagine hockey not in a best of 7 series? Not even a best of.
Well, that's
series.
the IHF.
It's a single elimination. And you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine doing it that way?
No, but that's what I grew up doing.
And you know, it almost makes you wonder. Well, what if they did it this way? Because you can see teams change. And I hate to use this example because it's going to go right to your heart. But you guys got up 3-1, and you played like it.
Moving on.
They did. Did they or did they not play like they were up 3-1? Like, oh, we got another game. Oh, we got another game.
They played like Toronto.
Utter disappointments.
Yeah. Like on a gambling thing, I wish that when you picked Toronto, it gave you the option of if they would be up by so many and then.
Ooh, someone's chatting.
Who?
My wife.
Oh.
My favorite. I just found the pop out chat button, so I can pop out the window.
On YouTube?
Yep. I'm learning this.
Oh man.
We're gonna
It's
get
only
started.
taken us like 2 months.
Yeah, well, see what we do in a year. So is not. Oh, you're going back live.
No, not yet. I'm just double checking that it's not playing more than it needs to.
Right. So, what is the deal here if we get 100 subscribers? What are we going to do?
100 subscribers?
Mm-hmm.
I'd streak downtown.
You would streak downtown.
Because we'll never get it.
My wife's flight is delayed, so she gets to listen to us rant for the next 2 hours. Isn't she lucky?
You've got to love the airlines. Hardly anyone's flying, and they're still delayed.
I sing karaoke. You guys have no idea how awful that would be.
That's the whole point.
Do I get to pick the song?
Yeah, of course. As long as it's not like, You know that?
The Talking Heads song? I can totally do that one.
Or like the super bad one was like, once there was a boy who. Did you know that one?
Nope.
Oh man, yeah. All right, we're coming back. Here we go. Some country. Little slow song stuff. I mean, we can always boost it up, but I don't know how much country I'm going to be allowed to play.
I can't hear it, so you're good to go. You can play whatever you want, man.
But that was Please Remember Me, Tim McGraw.
Yeah. So, did you see, Have you seen the viral video that's going around of this chick taking on a bear?
No.
So, I think it's in California. This she's not very old. She's under 8. She's like 14 or 16. I can't remember. They said her age. I just don't remember. And they were talking about it all week. But her dogs were going ballistic in the backyard. Well, you could see a video. I don't know who's taking the video or it's taken from. It might be a security camera. It might be someone's phone. Who knows anymore? Because everything, you can't get away with anything anymore. Everything's on video somewhere. But anyway, there's this bear trying to climb over her fence. She's got this retaining wall fence. It's the cinder block style. And the bear is basically like tight roping it. And he's looking down at these snacks for dogs. They look not like your bigger dog, but your little hot dog dog.
Okay.
So your dog is more of a sausage, actually. But anyway, and she pushes the bear off of the wall. She runs up to it. She's like 320-pound football lineman blocks this bear. It's a full-grown bear off of the wall. Grabs her dogs and runs into the house. I would be like, I would stand at the door. This is what I would do. Scream at my dogs. Either get in the house or you're a meat snack. Because I'm not taking on a bear.
Yeah, I probably would have just sat there and been like, I wonder which dog is going to get eaten.
The other one might have a chance to get away.
I bet you it'd be Zelda. I feel like Zelda would be the one that would get cut.
The chubby one?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we went for the hike today. We brought the dogs, and she was pretty active for a while. And about halfway through, I was thinking I was going to have to carry her.
Oh, man.
So Amanda's could get away.
Well, she's quick, but not the sharpest tool.
No, she might think it's a toy. I'm going to play with this fuzzy toy.
And it wants to play with me. Yeah, I would seriously. I'd be standing in the doorway going, you either get in the house or you're going to become a meat snack.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I would do that. I would go after a bear for my kids. I'd like to think so anyway.
Depends on which one.
But it's like that thing I sent the other day. Men will take when we say ideal when we get married, we'll do anything for you. We're talking about slaying dragons, stopping bullets, not washing dishes or vacuuming the house.
Right?
I will gladly step in front of a bullet. You want me to wash the dishes?
Some guy is hitting on you. I'll take the blow.
Yep.
But
Vacuum?
I would rather. It's dumb. I would rather get punched in the face than wash dishes.
We'll do laundry.
Yeah. Like if my wife was like, "All right, compromise. Anytime you don't want to do something, I'm allowed to punch you as hard as I can." I'd be like, "Yes," but eventually people think that I'm getting beaten by my wife because I think I am.
Yeah. If let's just face it, if you have to pick a chore,
I like doing like
laundry's the easiest one. You don't do anything.
I get in trouble because I throw everything in cold and just say go.
Well, that's because you're dealing with your wife's clothes, and I know this from experience that most women's fashion, if you wash their clothes in the wrong setting, it F's them all up. Guys, we don't care if our white shirt starts turning a tint of blue or red or pink. We really don't care. We'll just wear it.
Yeah.
But if that happens with your wife's,
Yep. I'm in trouble.
well, that and she'll never wear it.
Right? And you kind of, though, on that other topic there with you talking about the bear, it kind of brought up a rant that, for me, and it's I don't understand people filming other people in danger instead of helping.
Yeah.
Like how many times have
It depends on the danger. Okay. Example. I said this last week about people about going into Yellowstone and national parks, walking up to random animals and going, stand up, I need a picture with you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm not going to help that person.
I'm more thinking like with this scenario, the guy is probably, or girl, like, because you said you didn't know who's filming.
Right.
Is sitting there being like, what? Why is she out there with the bear? Instead of being like, I got to get this person away from the bear. I got to get my phone put on the video setting and then record it.
Right.
Right. And then how many videos do we watch nowadays where you get the ones that people were filming because they wanted to do a skateboard trick, or they were filming because they're on vacation doing something like going to look at animals. But then what is with some of these videos where you're like, clearly that person is being beaten by 4 other people and you are doing nothing but filming.
Right. I got this for your criminal case.
Oh yeah. Just get a hold of me on YouTube.
Right.
You can follow me here, and if you need the insurance claim, just donate or subscribe.
Yeah, we are just way too plugged in. Like anymore, everything has to be. Well, you can't go anywhere without your phone.
Well, so like I honestly believe that if, and I'm going to use this example because we're in America, but if another country invaded, during the invasion, you would see more videos from people's phones than people defending themselves with weapons.
I'm gonna video this guy shooting me right now.
Right? It'd be like if they had because I know a lot of places you can carry guns.
Yeah.
They'd have the sidearm. They'd have their phone in the other little pocket thing, and they'd pull out their phone and start recording before they pull.
Hold 1 sec. I gotta get this out so I get it on video.
Oh man, I'm gonna get so many subscribers tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, in Canada, it makes sense. That's our only defense is to record.
you can't carry there, so. Well, you got pepper spray and bear spray and.
Bear spray is illegal.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah. So what do you do when you go out in the wild? Isn't it like 99% of Canada the wild?
Yeah. We don't get attacked by them because we're nice to them.
Oh.
We just say, sorry, we're in your territory, Harry. But I apologize, and I've left some maples for you.
Bill's tied to a tree in the back with a pork chop and some honey strapped around his neck. So,
well, that sounds like a bachelor party to
me. Like for the longest time, like my in-laws live up in Flathead Valley there, and they used to go pick huckleberries all the time. Like, you're gonna go with us. You get to be the pork chop carrier. I'm like, why? Because you're the youngest. No, I'm not.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't like it.
When I was young, we didn't have a hunting dog, so my dad.
I was the dog.
My dad would give me the shotgun, and you'd be like, "All right, bud, I want you to walk straight that way, and then as soon as you hit the road, hang a right, and then you'll see this telephone pole. Head straight back in again."
So I would go bird hunting with my dad and my uncles and all that. But they're like, he's like, "You're gonna get all the shooting. You're gonna be down in the brush. You can see all the birds." What they fail to tell you is that when you're down there in the middle of the bushes, it's really hard to lift your gun up when you're shut up.
And you get the constant. My favorite thing, like I don't know what it would be like here, but where I grew up, it was crazy moisture. So you'd be in the bush and you'd be hearing like the just consistently. There's like goddamn mosquitoes.
Not here. It's too cold by the time our season rolled around.
Yeah. Oh.
But it would be during the summertime. That'd be brutal. Like, I mean, you lived here the last few years. I mean, mosquito. If we didn't spray for mosquitoes in this town, oh my god.
Oh yeah, I left some standing water.
Dude, I don't think you know how to work that thing.
I pushed the off button. Did you watch me push the off button? It's gone again.
Yeah, because it's hot. It knows it's getting warm again.
Oh, it's so. Yeah, maybe there is like a setting, but now I'm getting cold again.
You're such a wuss.
Well, I mean, you want to feel?
You're from Canada.
You want to feel, man?
No.
Yeah.
You're from Canada,
Getting
right?
some nippies going on.
Although you did point out that where you grew up in Canada is actually lower.
Yeah, it's lower on the axis.
Yeah, than we are. Which is weird to think, is that Canada sits above us, but the United States is tilted.
The Earth is round,
and we're tilted. Not everybody knows that the Earth is round, Barry.
Okay, yes, we went over the flat earthers. I'm here to say, I 100% believe it's round.
Nothing can prove them otherwise.
Yeah. It's like every time I put a level on the ground, it shows it's round.
Canada is close to the U.S. in a lot of ways.
What was that?
Canada is close to the U.S. or is above the U.S. in a lot of ways.
It's true. You guys are the bottom. I can't say that word.
We are the white stuff in the Oreo cookie, aren't we? Because we got Mexico below us, Canada above us.
So you're the middle of the sandwich,
right?
Yeah. Or you're the piece that everybody gets rid of first before they eat the rest.
But they usually eat it first. In my son's case, he just throws the outside of the cookie away.
Oh yeah. Don't need these other countries. We just got the center.
Anyway.
No, I mean I like the United States. If we didn't like the United States, then I wouldn't have met you, Derek. We wouldn't have average rants.
That is true.
And my wife wouldn't be doing a job that she's always wanted to do.
You wouldn't have got to spend last summer in my garage shooting pucks at me.
Yeah, and I mean we're looking into a new home, and the offer we put on one. If we got that, there is enough room for me to put everything outside. There's like a cement wall too that would block any air and pucks.
Nice. You mean the ones that I don't?
We'd be good, man.
I think the only reason I caught any of them was because you actually shot them into my glove.
Well, because you said you wanted to work on saving,
right?
Not getting scored on.
We really need to work on that too when we teach how to warm up a proper goalie. Like
you're supposed to give them confidence.
You don't go out there and light up your own goaltender before the game and go, ha ha, I scored on you. No.
I think the only time I score on you in a warm up is when either you just miss it completely for no reason. Or you're so far out of position, I just slide it in, and then you're just like, oh.
I know it. I know at the minute it's shot, I'm like, wait a minute. I should be about 6 inches to my left.
But
yeah.
No.
Beginner. That's my excuse. I'm a beginner.
I'm not.
You are not a beginner.
I'm not like a pro, but I'd like to say that I am.
You're well versed.
Yeah.
You're seasoned.
Yes, I'm a seasoned athlete that doesn't.
Okay, we're not going to go athlete either.
No, we're doing athlete because I am.
Really? Athlete?
Huh?
Uh-huh. So if I turn the camera slightly, is that an athlete's diet?
Yes. Because I am one.
Uh-huh.
New weight. So like my regimen.
Your body should be your temple, Barry.
Well, okay, so I've never been like a guy that follows what you're supposed to, even when I was.
You're going to find that after 36 years old, you really have to.
No, but once hockey starts again, when I'm competitive, and you're going to ask Sammy what I'm like, I will eat a salad before the game.
But you just can't go before the game.
I have like a regimen once everything starts.
Everything has changed.
Everything's changed, but I've got enough beef behind me to get it going. But, yeah, I mean, we'll get some more music here. Maybe we'll do, let's throw on some classic rock. Let's just really mix it.
Our wives are chatting in the chat.
Well, of course they are.
Because they can't chat together.
Mm-hmm.
So
usually they watch this show together, so.
As should everybody else.
I'm surprised that they're not like FaceTiming.
Right.
While they're doing it. But, all right, let's get some classic rock going on. And I'm just going to make it random. I don't know what it's going to be.
Because it's random rants, right?
There we go. Average rants.
Oh, average random rants. I had a topic and I forgot it. What'd you play?
Fortune Son.
Oh, Credence, but I think it repeats, remember?
We'll find out.
Oh, yeah.
So what's for supper?
Burgers, remember?
Anything else?
I'm sorry.
Well, I just didn't know. It's not like you had to.
Actually, I don't know if I have any.
Did Amanda leave us a dessert?
Feel free to bite his head off in the chat.
She'll forget in 2 weeks.
Chill on it. No, I should have got some French fries or something though. I got chips. Not very many, but I got some chips. Homemade burgers on the grill though, with my burger press.
Yeah.
You jealous of that thing?
No.
It's 3 pieces of plastic. I don't know why you're like, oh, it's so weird when you use it.
Because real men use their hands.
I like a perfect patty.
Yeah. I feel like
they cook more evenly.
I'm gonna get you like gloves so that you can make sure that you don't get any of the burger on you. Because the perfect patty to me was crushed between monstrous hands that probably haven't been washed yet.
For you, I lick my hands first. No, so
Oh my god, it's so cold.
so
Rubbing my arms.
I own the Hobbit trilogy, right? It's because you're pushing the wrong button.
No, I pushed this and it turned off.
That just opens on its own. See.
God damn it.
Anyway, so I own all the Hobbit movies, right, and the extended cuts. I did not know that there are over 4 hours of extras, featurettes on the making of each movie. So that's actually 12 hours. Because apparently, when Tolkien wrote the books, he wrote appendices, right? The Hobbit only had one appendix because it was
Appendix?
appendices.
I don't know what that is.
You don't read often, do you?
No.
Someone needs an education.
Is it a comic book?
You should Google it. No, appendices, I believe, are just side notes about things. Like something he didn't go into detail in the book, so he wrote an appendice about it, just so you could reference it. But
Don't fear the Reaper now. It's the cowbell.
everybody needs more cowbell.
Continue.
But there are 4.5 hours of, and I got through 2 hours of it. And it's actually not, I thought it was like, oh man, I'm like 10 minutes of this, I'm going to shut off because it's super boring. But it's actually quite interesting seeing how they made it. Like the goblins in the movie are actually people in suits in like the rubber suit. And they showed a guy taking one of the gloves off and pouring his sweat out of it. Do you know who the original director of that was supposed to be?
Steven Spielberg.
No.
He's just my go-to for any director. It's the only one.
Do you know who directed the movie?
No. All right, tell Salvatore.
You're a sad man. Peter Jackson did the original Lord of the Rings, and then he did The Hobbit. But he didn't want to do The Hobbit. He wanted to be there. He wanted to produce it and help write it, but he didn't want to direct again. It was Guillermo I can't say his name. Guillermo del Toro was the original director, and he had to leave the film.
There's another side of me that thought you were going to say Quentin Tarantino. That would have been.
Ooh, Goblin or The Hobbit with Kill Bill style. That'd have been interesting. I still haven't finished the movie, Kill Bill 1 and 2.
We watched them all.
How many are there?
3,
Okay, see that's it.
I think.
Last I checked, it was like there's another Fast and Furious coming out. I'm like, how many?
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't have enough digits.
It is not a good movie.
Well, here's my question about Fast and the Furious, and I am going to go. It starts off as a movie about your low-end criminals who are hijacking semis with fast cars. How do they go from that to spies
Because the government stepped in.
with cars? And they managed to bring in actors like Jason Statham, and I'm like, this must be how they. Because I'm an action movie idiot. I'll watch anything that's got an action to it. I mean,
I think I watched the second one, first and the second one, and I have not seen another
So-
one since.
I think what you need to do is if you're going to watch any of the Fast and Furious movies, forget the first 3, and just start watching them from like 4 up, and be like, hey. They make sense because the first one doesn't make any. If you put the first, because let's face it, Vin Diesel isn't even in the second one, so I don't even know why they call it Fast and Furious. It's Tokyo Drift. Then they realize that drifting cars is stupid. Nobody believes it, except for every drift driver out there that's ripping me right now, which is probably none because no one watches this.
We have people on the radio, but we're not on the radio.
Nope. But they went out and got The Rock, Jason Statham, and now they got John Cena.
It's because they're all playing D&D together.
That'd be sweet. I don't know if John Cena plays, but that'd be cool. It wouldn't surprise me if he did. And they're also talking to Henry. Oh, we're coming back.
All right, and that was a little bit more cowbell.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Just got a fever. There's only one prescription. It's just a little bit more cowbell.
Christopher Walken. We should do a whole average rants talking like Christopher Walken. I don't know if I could do it.
I don't think I could either. You know, I could probably do. Oh man,
I could do Doug and Bob McKenzie all day long.
oh, that's just me talking.
That's just you normal.
I have to put on my as close to American accent as I can when we talk.
You don't have that big of a. I mean, I've heard some Canadians talk, and I'm like, wow.
You're not, there,
there's a few words that come out, and I'm like, well, there it is. But for the most part, yeah.
Sammy says that when we go to hockey tournaments, like she noticed that I was talking way more Canadian when we were at that Great Falls tournament. So you got to get the biscuit into the basket,
Right?
But no. Well, what's new? What's new?
What was I talking about? Oh, because we were talking a little bit about like why there are 9 Fast and Furious movies. Why are there 9 Fast and Furious movies? Like after 2, just changed the name to something else because they went from.
Well, I am a strong. I watch anime. I've watched.
I love Dragon Ball Z, but I can't find it anymore, and I don't want to pay for it.
But like the issue with them all is I hate when things drag on. So one of my favorite animes is actually Full Metal Alchemist, and it's because it's like 2 seasons
And it's done.
and it is done. They finished it with a movie.
They weren't trying to milk that cow.
No, and they could have.
Dry.
They could have done a whole.
Did you watch Firefly?
No.
The series Firefly?
No.
I think you'd like that one. It's Nathan Fillion.
I know which one you're talking about because it was Canadian.
Oh, it's fantastic. Actually, it was really, really good. And they're like, and they got such a fan reaction when they canceled it. They're like, well, fine, we got to make the movie.
Yeah.
Serenity. I don't know that the movie did the entire series justice, but it's all right. But I'm like I said, I'll watch any action film. I'm a huge Highlander guy, series and the movies.
They're going to be only one. Yet they have.
Yeah, they have many, many, many movies. After the first one, I don't know. Oh wait, in the second one they made everybody aliens, and then it fixed everything. No, that's not how it works.
Well, it kind of brings up a question. Though.
They're rebooting it, and the possible reboot for the Highlander role is Henry Cavill,
I'm gonna have to look.
The Witcher, the guy who played The Witcher.
Also, Superman.
Yeah, he's a better Witcher than he was a Superman.
Huh?
Did you watch the Witcher series?
Of course I did. We talked about it.
Well, yeah. I guess I forgot. I don't listen to you. My biggest issue was like unless you actually knew what was going on, you were going to get lost because they time hopped a bunch and didn't tell you that they were time jumping.
Yeah, but
So
I mean, I read
fun.
all the books and I played all the games. So,
But I think that could be kind of interesting. Like I like Highlander the series. They did a second spin-off series. I can't remember for the life of me. Raven. I think it's Highlander Raven or something like that. I didn't follow that one much, but
I'm still really confused. Like I watched the Highlander with my dad when I was younger.
the original Highlander movies. You know what makes it best? The soundtrack is done by Queen. That's it. They did the whole soundtrack, and the soundtrack is amazing.
But what happens when there is only one?
He becomes
Like a super overlord, but then random chance another one gets born.
there is. I always wonder
That's
how
how it happens, right?
Right.
Is you're born and you just have that random chance, and you can only find out if you have it
As-
when you die.
that's as it's explained through the movies, but the series, like some guys, if you died of old age and you could have become immortal, you didn't become immortal.
Mm-hmm.
You died of old age. But if you died before, the immortals could tell you were an immortal before you became one. It's kind of weird, but
Well, yeah, but then you'd also be like, oh, this guy can become immortal. There can be only one, but let me make him immortal first.
the thing is just like it wasn't. It was just the one wouldn't be so much all powerful, but he'd have all the wisdom and knowledge of the years and everyone before him.
Remember when you killed one?
You absorb that power.
Yeah, so they got stronger and stronger and stronger, even though the whole show is about Highlander, and we saw him kill many of them. Yet there was always another one that caused.
Oh, you're talking about the series?
Yeah.
The series was fun. And he even run into Connor McLeod, which is weird because like the series was made after the first movie when he became the one, but you had to go, well, no, this is before. And then they made like 5, they had like 6 Highlander movies.
See, like there was a movie. Have you ever seen the movie The One with Jet Li?
Yes, I love that movie.
Right, that one made sense to me.
Well, it's a multiverse.
Yeah, but that one made sense. But the thing is there actually was a limited amount of universes, and he went around and killed all of his other selves.
Except for one.
And then that's where it was pretty crazy. But those guys would be like superhero, like superhuman, just the two of them.
They were, as you watch the movie, and you realize that the one guy that didn't realize what was happening is like, I'm getting faster and stronger.
But it had there's no way that guy went into all those multiverses and killed them in a day.
No.
Right, he did over time, but this guy was just like, all of a sudden, during the start of this movie, I now am starting to realize I can punch into a wall.
Well, no, yeah, like, because I just watched it recently, there's a line in the movie where his wife's like, people don't get faster and stronger as they get older. So they've noticed over time.
Well, still fishy.
Well, yeah, but he went from to holy cow,
Maybe that explains me.
No.
That's why I've been getting faster.
No, I think you're getting older and slower because more of you are being born.
That'd be great.
Slowly draining your energy. Actually, isn't that how kids work?
Yep.
The more kids you have, the weaker you get.
You're tired. The more exhausted.
They suck the life right out of you.
I don't know. I'm gonna test the theory of age next year.
I test it every year when I put on the hockey pads for the first time at 35. I'm an idiot.
I think it's why I played hockey since I was 4, and I scream bloody murder when I'm a goalie.
It's daunting, and it's not the physicalness that makes you scream like a girl.
No, it's I would be better in net if I could just wear player equipment that I.
You have done that.
Yeah, and I'm better at blocking shots like that than I am in goalie equipment. Doesn't make any sense.
What people ask me is like, it doesn't hurt being shot with a puck most of the time. There are a few that do stick. What gets me is someone coming at me full tilt. And we play with beginners. Not many of them know how to stop completely.
Yeah, I always wanted to do a move, but I always feel bad doing it.
To me?
Yeah.
Why?
I used to do it to my buddy when I was.
Oh, so I don't rank high enough on the buddy list for that yet?
Well, because you're a beginner.
Oh,
he was.
It doesn't stop you anyway.
Yeah, but so the way you do it is you skate full tilt towards the goalie, and I used to do this because I couldn't stick handle. You skate full tilt towards the goalie and you snow like hardcore and then put the puck in the net. And I do that to him all the time because he'd get chunks of snow just fly in his face. And he's like, you can't do that. I was like, well, I had to stop.
Isn't that only a rule in the NHL?
No.
Or is that a rule in all of
them? Unsportsmanlike. But if it happens during a play, like if one of my teammates is coming from the other side and I come and snowplow you, then I could get unsportsmanlike. But if he snowplows you while he's trying to make a move, that's part of the game.
I've been snowed once or twice.
Oh man, your wife was sitting on the bench.
You snowed her
once, and I snowed her while she was on the bench.
Yeah, I seen the stick smacking trying to get you. She missed. Yeah, remember, she gets an extra 5 or 6 foot reach with a stick.
I know. I just like seeing the look on her face.
I enjoy goalie, and I picked it up because we were playing games, and they're like, "Well, we don't have a goaltender tonight," and I'm like, "I'll play that. I don't care. I'm not very good at it."
I mean, we found some people that
Yeah,
actually enjoy it just because they did the same thing where we were like, hey, you should just try it once.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. I mean, it really isn't. It's
just like, I mean, not everyone is going to like being a forward.
But if you like hockey, you can love hockey and hate playing goalie.
Oh, yeah, I hate it, but I do it.
Because goalie, you're literally a man on your own. Like, that's it. Like, 90% of the time, I talk to nobody. I talk to myself a lot.
Yeah, but you do that even when...
But that's not irrelevant. That's irrelevant, Barry. But
these are a different breed.
they really are. Like, you have to be, though.
Hey, that's why I try to talk to you whenever I'm down in that end.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
when I'm on your team, we're not in that end that much.
No, I know. Like, when we did the tournament in Great Falls, that final game, I saw, like, for 50 minutes, you guys were on the other side of the ice, and I'm like, talking. I'm like, yeah. I was almost wishing that, can you guys just let them through once? Just so I'd have someone to talk to.
I would have, at that tournament, I had random thoughts where I was like, I should let these guys go down and shoot, but I'm like, oh, but what if they score? Then they'll get mad at me.
My wife has video of that final game.
Oh, yeah, when you play with the stuff.
Playing and dancing. I am so bored.
I don't know if they'll allow us to come back.
They're like, what are you doing back there? I'm like, whatever I can to keep myself busy. I get so bored.
We're going to have to, move up to the next division.
I don't know. I watched. It wasn't very good.
Yeah, we would have done pretty good.
I mean, we wouldn't have taken first by any stretch of the imagination, but
I could have played full tilt.
That would have helped, especially you on D. Which you didn't. You did play defense though.
Yeah, the whole tournament. Every time I was on the ice, there was no shots.
Yeah. I love it when you play defense and I'm out there and there's a guy screaming down the ice and you're like, oh, I gotta catch him. I don't even get into my goalie stance because I know you're gonna catch him. One of these days you're gonna not catch him on purpose and just let him score on me and you're like, what?
Yeah, what were you doing? Just sitting there dancing.
Relying on my D-man.
No, I mean, some of my favorite photos of me playing hockey, and Sammy took a really nice one that I like, is I won we had adult leagues where you're actually playing at least 6 other teams usually.
Come out and join hockey. We'll get an adult league going.
Yeah, if we could get the number, that'd be so fun.
Oh, man.
But we did that, and I was doing that in Georgia. And both my teams made it to the championship. And the one team we lost in the chipper, and then in the second one we won with 3 seconds left before overtime. And I remember that Sammy took a photo, and the photo is everyone else is gone because they're cheering with the cup, and it's me and the goalie by ourselves. Because as a defenseman, I really was like,
and we're right in the heart of the playoffs right now, round 2. And this is the way it's going to work. The team and especially now, I mean, look at the scoring that's happening in hockey.
Yeah.
The team with the best goaltending is probably going to win the cup.
Stupid Carey Price.
A team. Okay, let's face it. Montreal probably wouldn't have even been in the playoffs this year if it weren't for COVID.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't be.
There was
other teams.
They would have, and they're up 2-0 to Winnipeg right now, who is actually a better team.
Well, let me just point this out. Every time Toronto loses to a team in the first round, that team makes it to the final.
So you think the Canadians can make it to the cup?
Blue Jackets beat them out. Blue Jackets won the championship.
Do you think
Boston
Montreal has that talent, though?
They have Carey Price. That's all you need.
They do have Carey Price.
The only thing that they're lacking is they've got such a young team that
they're missing an elite goal scorer.
They fall apart when.
And their power play is so sucky.
Because hockey is a really up and down sport. And with young players, they're not used to the pressure. So if it's going down, they'll stay going down. But all it takes is one goal, and that team flies back up.
Tell that to the Carolina Hurricanes. They went up 4-1 yesterday and lost 6-4.
They probably were watching Toronto games.
No, they were playing against Tampa Bay. That's what's crazy about this tournament. I think if I had to pick 2 teams to go to the Cup, it's going to be the Avalanche and Tampa Bay. And that's going to be crazy watching those two. I mean, you got the 2 best power plays in the league going against each other, and the 2 best offenses in the league, and not to mention pretty good goaltending.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty bitter.
You shouldn't be. Your team has never won.
I don't want them to win. I just want to be able to watch them in the second round again.
Like I said,
I'm telling you, they make it to the second round.
They got up 3-1 and went, we're up 3-1. This is it. It's in the bag.
If they ever make it to the second round while I'm alive, I guarantee you it'll Toronto will act like they won the Stanley Cup.
They should choose jersey change. They should put the Canadians' jerseys on. The Canadians should put their jerseys on.
No, I don't wear toilet seats. That's what it looks like. It looks like a toilet seat with an H in the
I don't design the logos. And besides, how dangerous can a leaf be?
A leaf?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be dangerous. It's beautiful and wondrous and creates life.
From all the videos I've watched from all the Leafs fans, it just creates bitterness.
Every team gets bitter. Every fan gets completely bitter when their team loses. Even you did. You were like,
no,
I'm a Minnesota fan. I'm used to this.
I am used to it.
Right?
To every other.
That's your way of getting
But
bitter.
But what did I say when you came over to watch that Game 7 of Minnesota Wild?
We're going to lose.
And we lost 6-2.
What would happen if you said we were going to win?
We would definitely lose.
Yeah, who knows?
I bet against my football team once in my lifetime, and they screwed me out of $50.
Yeah, see, because you went against them.
Yeah.
It wasn't this year, but last year, like the last time that they had like actual hockey with all fans and everything.
All 86 games.
I refused to watch certain games with when it was Toronto.
What?
And
did your phone vibrate the
yeah, that's
entire
my
table?
phone.
The entire table? I thought mine went.
So I refused to watch a bunch of games. Every time I didn't watch them, they won. And every time
You know that's
I watched
just
Nope.
That's garbage.
them, nope. It's
Leave
either
that-
a superpower.
No, you and every other super fan on the planet has a superpower.
But it was funny because then what I would do when I wanted to watch a game, but I was afraid of the loser for me watching it, Sammy would tell me the scores. I'd get her to tell me the scores.
Yeah, I didn't even want, and you won't know much about this, but most people around here do because they're football fans. I didn't even watch the Minnesota Miracle. I went and played hockey.
Yeah, I like playing hockey.
Even when Toronto's playing.
I would much rather play hockey than watch.
So if Toronto's playing Game 7 of the Stanley Cup, you get a chance to play hockey.
I'd have earbuds in with it on the radio, and I would play.
I'm playing. I don't care. What's Barry just standing there for?
Somebody say that?
No.
Oh, yeah. Why Barry's? He
Why
had
is
a
he in
breakaway.
the-
He
why
had
is
a
he-
breakaway.
Why is he in the corner? He's not moving.
Why is he cheering?
Why is he crying? Yeah. Did you know it's time to do the announcements?
Thank you for listening to Average Rants here at KNN.
We got on a bit of one there, didn't we?
MC 90.1 FM.
Oh, that's from the 10th.
Yeah, we already went through that the community calendar newspaper has not been updated since the school is on summer vacation. So I have to use the manual one. And I don't know if you look behind you, but table tennis is
Every
big
Saturday.
on. It's big
2 to 5 on Saturday at the atrium.
But yeah, so we don't need to talk about the antique show because
It's over. Just like Toronto's Cup hopes.
here we go.
That's all right.
But I mean, there's the regular stuff kind of going on. We've got. Oh wait, I didn't talk about this. Havre Kids Match Summer Theater Camp with Montana Actors Theater, which I am a part of. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. through Thursday. You can register for it. The cost is $50 for the first child and $35 for each additional child in the family. Scholarships are available. Get camp safety guidelines and register online at montanaactors.com/kidsmat. Or you can call Angela at 390-2729. Angela's a good person. I know her.
Oh.
Yeah, I know you're shaking your head, but I do. think-
It's because I wasn't listening.
Oh, you are a great co-host.
I am researching,
Okay.
and I got nothing.
What else do we got? Here? I mean, story time seems to have. We should do story time.
I don't think they'd let us in.
Why? You're not allowed to go with the 10 feet of children or something?
No, you have to. You probably got to be a. busy.
Are you brain farting over?
I am
I
totally.
can hear you shorting out as you're
I
thinking. Derek is clearly right now looking for another story.
I am, and I'm coming up with nothing.
And so, yeah, he's just drawing blanks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just because we're doing house hunting kind of stuff right now, I guess I can bring up the craziness that is happening with prices.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't understand it. I don't like. I mean, you said it was probably because of the wood,
Well, yeah.
and
that's probably
it's more
supposed to be.
way more to build a house now than it is to buy one because of the skyrocketing wood prices due to COVID, I believe, right?
I don't know what. It's probably a.
Well, because where do you guys get? I think you guys get like over 50%.
We get more of our lumber
Canada.
from Canada than anywhere else.
And Canada is not shipping.
No. I know plywood went from like $45-$50 a sheet to almost $100.
Well, that's why there's those memes right now where they have people with the plywood in the back of the truck, and the meme is like, "I know you're rich, you don't have to brag about it."
Right. So don't build anything with plywood.
Yeah. But I just like for me, I mean, we bought our house.
Well, that's not necessarily true. They got to be sending some stuff through because
I
I
think
know the newspaper gets their paper from Canada as well, and we weren't having any issues getting trucks from them.
No. Well, I mean, they probably just snuck over. The border here is pretty lax, I think. Like there'd be like 3 people every day.
Sorry.
I apologize for the inconvenience.
I don't think they're allowed to cross. I think they just go, they drop the trailer off, and then the other truck gets there, grabs the trailer, and then leaves. I think it's how that works. But I could be way off on that one. I have no idea.
I don't know. I found it was weird. Like, I mean, we bought our house, and it was 130, and we were going to look for just an upgrade because our daughter's getting older, and we want a bigger yard. And all of a sudden, just like the house jumped in price exponentially in like 4 years, and I mean, it's screwing. To me, it's like it feels like it's screwing up the market in the area. Because we went and we've looked at like a couple, and then you go online, you look at a couple, you're like, oh well, this one seems like a good price range. But then you go look at the house, you're like, what in the world is wrong with people? There's no way I would buy that house for that much.
Yeah, no one. I know what I paid for my house, and I walk around it every day, and I go, was it really this much? Worth this much? Like, I mean, honestly, when you look at it, like this, I mean, I spent a buttload of money on a house, and is it really worth this much? But there's always that saying that something is only worth as much as someone's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the toys that we used to play with as a kid and destroy? People spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on some of those toys. We're like, yeah, snap. Like, I had 4 of those.
Yeah, the stretch Armstrong.
And I melted them together, and you're like,
Well, what was it?
why couldn't I have been like the weird kid at the end of the block who kept all of his toys in boxes for 40 years?
Well, your daughter plays it Among Us.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
So it's like, I guess it's this game.
She plays Minecraft too. I have no idea what that is either.
It's like Lego.
But she kills zombies. I've never been building a house of Legos and went, oh, I have to kill a zombie
Then
too.
you never had an imagination. But so a guy went and bought chicken nuggets from McDonald's. One of them looked like an Among Us character. Now, you know the ghosts from Pac-Man?
Yeah.
Removed 2 of the little waves at the bottom of their ghost figure. And it looks like 2 legs, right?
Mhm.
That's what an Among Us creature looks like.
I don't know if the Among Us creatures are
Right.
like.
Well, I'm also explaining it for the people that don't know. Do you know how much the guy sold it for on eBay? $10,000.
Well, you know the kid who invented Angry Birds at the age of like 10 or 9 is a billionaire now?
Yeah. I just.
Because you got the idea to make an app where you shoot birds and little round pigs that are surrounded by buildings.
And the buildings fall on the pigs.
And sometimes they explode.
Yeah.
We're buying that. And we're going to make a movie.
2 movies.
2? I think there's a 3rd one on the way, too.
There's
So.
probably. The other 2 movies were pretty good.
I haven't seen the second one, but I was a fan of Mighty Eagle just because I love
Well, then
Peter Dinklage as an actor.
you'd like the second one because Mighty Eagle is a main character in that one.
I love the Pond of Wisdom.
Yeah, it's his bathroom.
They're gargling the water. Oh man! And the one bird scrubbing his tongue with a rock.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good. I'm not gonna lie. I watch cartoons with my kids all the time. I love watching cartoon
Of course
movies.
you do. They make movies for children
We're
so that
large
parents
children.
will watch them.
Have you gone through and watched movies you watched as a kid and catch all the adult theme to it? You're like, oh my god!
Yeah, and it makes me realize why I am the way I am today.
But you didn't catch on to that as a kid.
No, but it was subliminally there.
Oh yeah.
Like, I may not have understood that when you run off a cliff, you can hover for 3 seconds before you fall, but I tried.
We tried it.
Or how many times did you try to run across water?
Never.
You never ran off a dock and tried to keep running?
No.
Yeah, you did.
I did not.
You must have been a heavy kid.
I was a fat kid. I fell right off the end of the dock.
You slipped. You're the guy that slipped, and if there was somebody recording, you'd be famous right now.
Well, actually, no. I would look over at the end of the dock, and my buddy would be there with me. He's like, "Man, I wonder how cold it is." And I'd be like, "Let me know when you come back up." And I shoved him in. It was okay. It was March, but it was late March in Fresno, and it was cold.
I'm gonna remember that for if we're ever near a dock. And you're like, "Hey, do you think the water's cold?"
No, because I will always assume it's cold.
Weird. I've never went swimming somewhere where the water was like, "Oh, this is amazing. This is the perfect temperature."
A hot spring.
It feels really warm, and it's like somebody boiled pea.
You have to go to a hot spring in the wintertime.
Well, we went to the one. What's the one that way? That way.
Do you know which you've pointed 3 directions? Which way are we going?
That way.
To the east, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're talking about like Buffalo Hot Springs.
Yeah. We went there in the winter.
Yeah.
I took Sammy and her parents there for her birthday.
Did you get to stay in the little cabins?
Yeah, we stayed at one of the nice cabins.
Yeah, they're nice. We don't get paid for this.
Hmm?
Advertising.
Oh, well, we're not advertising. We are talking those stories.
Yeah.
I'm not
But
telling
we
people.
stayed there before my son was born.
Oh.
But I went there as a kid, and they had a high dive, and the pool was outside. You can still see where the pool was.
Well, there's snow everywhere when we went there.
Well, there was when we went there too, but you can still see where the pool was. I went off the high dive, and that was the last time I ever went off the high dive for anything.
Hey, we've been ranting for a while. Maybe we should play more music. We played 4 songs in an hour.
Well, people just enjoy our presence.
Let's throw in some rock hits. Let's see what we randomly get.
Some
rock
what?
hits. I have like just generic.
Oh, rock
stations.
hits. I thought you said rockets. I'm like, what are you shooting rockets at?
There might be rockets. Let's see what happens.
Def Leppard's Rocket? That's Red Hot Chili
Scar
Peppers.
tissue. Oh!
Well, I even looked earlier when I got home to see if there were anything interesting in the video game world. There really isn't, other than Dark Alliance 2 coming out in a couple weeks. June 22nd.
Oh, yeah.
Am I
Hopefully
gonna
I don't have to move by then.
Am I going to need to call in sick?
That's on you. Oh, man, that'd be so great.
So I've downloaded Legend of Dragoon on my phone, right? You showed me how to do it, and I got it. And bathroom trips have gotten a little longer.
Did you tell Amanda? I told her that I showed you how to get games.
I didn't tell her, but I just never. It's not that I didn't want to. I just never forgot to tell her.
Oh, I wasn't trying to get you in trouble.
No, but I tried to get a different game, and I realized it's not on that platform. And
Which one?
it's called Cold Step Saga. You ever play Cold Step?
What platforms?
It was on the PlayStation 2.
That emulator I gave, it does PS1 and 2.
It doesn't do Cold Step Saga.
It's talking to us now.
So, and the only other one that I know of that I could get.
What is that? We are starting to board. Oh, the plane got it. Now it's making sense.
No, but she's loving the shower. I think it's the show. Her phone does the same thing mine does. Like I will type in the, and I want the there, and it'll replace it with some random word.
Yeah, every time I type the, it says the Big Show after it.
Mine says sorry. I mean, it's weird.
And she's like at our show today.
Mm-hmm. Well, because she's flying out of Denver, or she's flying to Denver, she doesn't have a whole lot to listen to, so she's got the internet and us.
Yeah, and why would you want to listen to anything else when you could have us?
Lack of options.
The internet has mounds of options, and 4 people have decided to waste their time with ours.
That's live streaming through YouTube. Don't forget, we are live as well on KNMC via the internet.
Yeah. We're live just through 3 platforms.
And we have like 7 viewers.
So she's not leaving?
Well, and here's the thing. Like the stupid thing is we fly out of Great Falls all the time, and we go fly to our brothers in Arizona, or we used to fly to Minneapolis quite a bit, and we would always make a connecting flight in Denver. For some reason, that now that she needs to be in Denver, her connecting flight's in Salt Lake. This is a rant. I have no idea who's in charge of the terminals at the airports. Is it the dude with the big bag of weed going, yeah, he needs to go to Denver? Send him to Tennessee first. Why?
Oh, my mom came to visit, and I was following her path, and she went from like Canada over near Toronto down to Texas, then up to Billings. And I was like, you pretty much could have just stopped at Billings, then went to Texas.
Just open the door with a chute on. There's your stop. No, I don't get it. Like I've been in most of the lower 48 just because connecting flights bounce everywhere.
Yeah, I had to get from here to when my sister passed away. I had to get from here to Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. Yeah, New Brunswick, and it took me like 2 days.
Yeah, like we flew to Arizona once. We went to Minneapolis and over. For you guys that don't know, we're in Montana. We flew out of Montana. We went to we went the wrong way. Further than the right way would have been if we just gone.
That's something you should have went up and been like, excuse me, you guys realize you're going wrong.
Or you couldn't get me to Salt Lake. You know.
Well, I hate because some of the reason why they say that you got to pay so much for your seats is one of the things is jet fuel is not cheap.
Right. I'm
like, well, why am I paying for you to drive me the wrong way? Can you imagine if your taxi driver could go to the opposite end of town and then back?
Do you know that I don't remember which airline it was, but they saved like $750K a year because they reduced the amount of olives they put on the in-flight salads?
Oh, because of the weight?
No, because they didn't have to buy as many olives, Barry.
Oh, that would make sense too. I just like olives.
You cannot have 3 olives, sir. You're allowed to have 1 on your salad.
So you're telling me I'm paying? Well, because I've never had olives in flight. You're telling me that those first class? I can't say the word. Wait, yes I can. Bastard bitches. We're not on the air.
They get olives on their salads. They get fancy salads.
I want to fly first class at least once.
Why?
Just so I can be a dick. Just be like, excuse me, this pillow is not fluffed enough.
Champagne, even though I hate it.
Yeah, I want 2 glasses of champagne, and then dump them. And you dump them in the aisle and say, these were not adequate.
Where are my slippers?
I want 7 bubbles in my bubbly.
I can't. I'm too nice. Like, so.
Too nice. Hey, is the water cold?
I for some reason, whenever we fly, I always get stuck in the aisle seat. Hate it. Pretty broad. So my arm sticks out into the aisle. And the flight attendant who's pushing the drink cart slams into my elbow constantly. It happened to me 3 times in one flight. And I'm like, I'll just sit here like this. So I tucked my elbow way in so she wouldn't, because, they smash you into seats. Like,
yeah. Sardine can.
Yeah. And you're like, man, I don't know about you. Have you ever gone onto a plane going, oh, I'm sitting next to that guy?
Yep.
I used to do it in church because I was born and raised Catholic. Nothing against Catholics. I was born and raised Catholic. But the whole shaking hands thing freaks me out.
That was some Matchbox 20 as well. And yeah, Derek and I are on the topic of how bad flying is.
Because you fly one way and then you end up going backward. Like I said, we wanted to go to Arizona. We went to Minneapolis first. Give me a direct flight to where I'm going, or at least something closer.
Yeah. I don't know. And then we were talking about the sardine can situation on the plane.
Yeah, the whole, I hope I don't have to sit next to that person.
No, there was one flight that I took, and I was by myself. And I love when you get to pre-select your seats.
Uh-huh.
And I was trying to get those ones that has nobody in front of you, because then you've got that extra room. And I did that once. And I had to sit beside somebody, which is this little old lady. And she must have brought so many snacks that I was filled for the entire flight.
They tell you that, like, they have you sitting where you're supposed to sit because they want to manage the weight on the plane.
Yeah.
I find that.
Well, they want to manage the weight on the plane. That's why they've taken seats and crammed them more together so more people can get on.
No, but they put certain weighted people on it. I'm like, this is a load of garbage.
Yeah, how do they know my weight?
You write it down when you file for the ticket.
No, I never do.
Did you ever do your own ticket, or does your wife do it for you?
I do it online.
Oh.
You don't have to put your weight. It's not a required thing.
No. They always put the fat people towards the middle of the plane. That's where I always sit. The aisles.
All right, so next time you say I have a toothpick.
Put me by the tail, because I want the plane to float like it's doing a wheelie. We need help leveling the plane.
I mean, let's be real honest, though. If I hadn't gone to the bathroom before I get on the plane, there's a difference in my weight by a large amount.
Depending on which number 1 or number 2.
I'm doing number 2. That's 4 pounds, guaranteed.
Because there's always a number 1 at the same time.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure the plane. You're in a 6-foot wide tube. You don't need to balance this thing out.
Just wait. Eventually, they'll make it so you float in 0G above the people sitting to make more room.
So that's what they need to get up in that upper stratosphere, so weight doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
And neither would time.
So what we do is we just rocket ourselves into the stratosphere, then we float, and then you dive bomb, and we hope we land properly.
Oh God! One of the most terrifying things we were flying out of, I can't remember where we're flying out of. We're just tiny 2-prop plane, right?
The ones that shake.
They all shake. I'm not a big fan of flying, but I'm a bigger fan of not driving for 4 days. Oh man. But anyway, you didn't plug
your laptop in.
Hey, it's been a champ. But anyway, so we're sitting at the airport, right? And you can't see me, but you can hear me. And
hopefully the people on the radio can.
I'm not saying much. So we're sitting there, and I look over, and they just got done fueling the plane, and all of a sudden they go to fire the engine. All of a sudden, the one engine bursts into flames, right? Just a big fireball. And I'm like, I'm sweating bullets, man. I'm on an airplane, and the wing engine thing just caught fire, right? Like, it was a quick fireball. But you know how they have the stewardesses and the pilots for the next flight usually connect with you, right?
Yeah.
I looked at the pilot sitting next to me, and he's calm. I'm like, is that normal? He's like, yeah, it happens all the time. The engine on your plane bursts into flames all the time. He's like, yeah, it's fine. And as we start to lift off, the fasten seatbelt sign that's above the door fell off. I looked at my wife, I'm like, we're never flying this airline again. It was terrifying.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the small planes. My uncle had one, and he took us up, and it was just 2-seater, and he let me fly it while we were.
You got to hold the steering wheel, is what you're saying.
He let me move it up and down, but he said when you
not
go,
too fast because we don't want to eat the group.
Well, you've got to stay. He said try to keep it within that.
It's like playing a video game. You just have to keep that little bubble.
It was so. I felt like I could have done barrel rolls.
The movie, you've seen Fool's Gold, right?
Yeah.
Where did you learn to fly a plane? PlayStation. Like land? No, but I could definitely keep it in the air.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the game, but my buddy and I remember it was PlayStation, and it was a jet fighter one.
Everybody played that game. It was a game that you could go to the arcade and play too.
But if you had 2 people, one person flew the plane.
Which one was who was Maverick and who was Goose? Come on.
I flew.
You were Maverick, yeah. You had to be. You're cocky that way.
Well, he was just better at.
You always killed your co-pilot, didn't you?
I am the guy, like, I play World of Warcraft, and I convince people to, because you can have, like, these mounts that you run, and I have one that can hold 2 people, and I convince people to get on the mount so that I can show them where we got to go, and I jump off a cliff and kill us all.
I was like that in Skyrim. I always went over the mountains.
Yeah.
I would hop my way over the mountains.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't want to take
it. took forever because you get stuck, but you're like, man, if I had ran around, it would have been there already. But
I found this crazy thing up here. Or I remember you take the horse, because you'd have a horse, and then you try to go down the side of the cliff.
The horse falls to his death, and you live. You're like, I'll just get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Realism.
But your horse always went like pygmy goat frozen as it fell to its death, like shocked, like
the goat on all fours.
Yeah, like because it looks really, you're like, wow, it looks like a legit horse that's running, and until you jump off the cliff, then it just goes full on rigor mortis while it's falling. You're like, it's like somebody threw a stuffed horse off of a cliff.
Yeah, I still just when it comes to video games, I can't believe that I played Mario. I know my dad played Pong. I mean,
I played Pong.
Played like Mario and stuff, and then now, if I go back and I play Mario now, it is more difficult than a lot of the games I played today.
The fact that you can stand on a ledge with 1/10 of your toe still touching the ledge is amazing.
That's right. That was the what was that to deal with the jump.
Mm-hmm.
There was like that extra jump frame that made it so that you could have.
My daughter loves playing the regular Nintendo. She's only 7, and I went down there a few weeks ago, and I did the part where you run and then you duck and slide, and you can break bricks. She's like, oh, like I had opened up a whole new reality for her.
I want to play games. But first, I want to eat burgers.
I could fire up Legend of Dragoon on my phone.
We both could.
Which is a very, very underrated game.
It is a good game, but it takes you until like disc 2 before you get to do the cool stuff.
No, I got 2 Dragoons already, and I'm only in disc 1.
You have been playing it a lot.
I may hide from my kids in the bathroom a bit.
Well, you need to hide. I just play while we're watching a show.
Because my kids won't leave me alone.
No, they're listening.
Actually, one will. The other one's like, no. He sits there with toy vacuum cleaners and headbutts them. Remember?
I think we got to get you guys one of those vacuums that actually works for kids.
He mopped the floor for me the other day. He didn't do a very good job, but he ate forever.
Stephanie, anytime I was raking the lawn, wanted to rake. So I don't know how it happened, but somehow one morning I woke up and there was a small rake in my lawn. So now we use it as her rake.
So they have come up with kids' kitchen utensils, right? So kids can help cook, right? And kids' knives and stuff. Why can't they do this with a lawnmower? Just ask it.
Well, I have an electric lawnmower, and I was showing Persephone how to push it just the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know. I feel like I think I was probably cutting the lawn when I was 7, 8 with our more dangerous kind of lawnmower. And I don't know. I feel like kids don't get outside that much anymore.
Oh God, no.
And I'm telling you right now, Persephone, she is gonna learn to cut the lawn. Especially if we get this new place.
You got a lot of lawn. When I was a kid, I lived over by Pepin Park, and all the houses on Fifth Street are all on a hill there. So you either had to mow up and down the hill. So when my dad figured out I was strong enough to push the mower up the hill, I got to do the lawn. And even if I wasn't tough enough, he's like, just push it up the driveway and just go down. So you just take the long route. So he didn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what you had to do. We had a wood furnace, and I had to.
No, we didn't live out in the boonies like you guys do up in Canada. We actually have electricity and the.
We had that. We had an oil furnace.
And I actually went to high school. When I went to high school, I lived in a house that had a coal chute in it.
Oh. Yeah, we didn't have that because it's not clean energy.
No, it's not.
But no, we had to throw wood in, and I remember my dad was like, every week I had to throw a cord of wood through the window and pile it, and that was my job.
I didn't have to shovel coal because the house was upgraded. I'm just saying it had a coal chute in it.
No,
that's how old the house was.
I just feel like kids don't do that kind of stuff anymore. You know what my dad used to do when he was mad at me? He would pour water on the wood pile outside so that it would freeze, and then he would leave a sledgehammer leaned up against the pile of wood.
Well, he still left you with a hammer? Yeah. Because he
ridiculous.
No, he did you a solid because he knew you would try and move that wood without breaking it apart first.
That wood? Well, I'd probably pick up pieces of wood.
Why would I hit a piece of wood with a hammer? Break the ice? No, I mean,
you keep having brain fart moments.
No, when I was a kid, we spent every minute outside when we were in school, unless it was raining, and then it depended. If it's raining really hard, no, okay, we're outside then.
Well, I mean, I had an Xbox when I was in high school.
Yeah,
and I only played it before bed, or if it was like raining out. I don't remember.
Because you like to point this out, I am older than you. So the Xbox didn't come out until after I was out of high school. But PlayStation had been around, and I think PlayStation 2. The newest console I bought while I was in high school, I bought it when it came out, was the Nintendo 64. The world's most uncomfortable and ridiculously stupid remote control, and they took them 2 consoles to figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's what I learned to play, or it's not what I learned to play on, but that was the newest console I had. I bought that when I was
I've been a gamer since I was like 3, and
my parents bought us the Nintendo when it came out. But they spent way more time playing the Nintendo than we did.
Well, I just remember going outside, though, more than anything. And, I mean, I've coached kids, and I'm around kids enough to see that there's no way if you took, and I mean, that's not much difference in the years compared to kids now when we were kids. I know my parents would probably say the same thing, though. They'd probably be like, oh, back in our day, you guys didn't even know what outside was. We lived outside. We didn't have a TV. But I didn't even watch TV when I was a kid, except for like in the morning before school.
I did very little, and I was one of those kids though that if I got, like, my daughter does it too. If she gets locked in on something, you literally have to shake the ground around her to get her attention. And I was that way for a long this time too. I still get a little bit that way, but I'll be like, Aurora. And she's just locked, lasered in. Like, you're watching other kids play video games. Like, this is what I don't get. And I don't do this. I'm not saying I've never done it. I'm saying I don't do it. I've never sat and watched a whole video of somebody playing a video game. The only time I have done it is because I was playing the game and got stuck and couldn't figure out how to get past it.
Yeah, you watched that.
And I'm like, I can't figure out this part.
What did we do when we were kids? Because, I mean,
we figured it out.
Like Final Fantasy VII.
No, Legend of Dragoon. I played that game all the way up until I had to make that stupid lock, and I could never figure it out, so I quit playing the game.
Are you going to try to figure it out, or are you going to look up the answer?
Of course, I'm going to look up the answer. Crazy. Although I might, in my thinking chair, I might figure it out. It's white, made of porcelain.
I'd like to see, before you go look online, a depiction of your thought process for this law before you look.
You don't remember that part of the game?
No. For me, I got to the end of the third disc, and then I realized that my buddy had lost the fourth.
You son of.
I was pretty mad because I'm the type of person that if you go and do a fight and you ain't one shot in something, you run around in a circle till you.
I ran into the ultimate problem with the old games that you have to save. I was playing the other day and I forgot. I didn't save it because you're like, oh, I've just been backing out. It doesn't save. Well, I tried to load a new game onto it, and when you do that, it goes back to the original save. So I lost like 2.5 hours of gameplay that I had to redo. I was like, yeah. Remember Mario Brothers? You got 3 lives?
Yeah. Unless you found some, like you used the
or you got enough
turtle
coins.
shell in a corner trick.
Or you got enough coins, but you ran out of lives. You didn't go back to the nearest start. You started over.
That's why I hated Ninja Turtles. If you didn't know
Collect
the
the pizzas,
BA, up, down, BA, left, right, select, start, that's for 2-player. then you couldn't restart anywhere with 9 lives. You had to try to make it from the start.
Who was your favorite character in that one?
Leonardo.
Right.
But now, it's weird. Leonardo is my favorite. But I like Michelangelo now as an adult.
Right.
Because he more depicts who I am.
Yeah. Do you remember the game Battletoads?
Yeah.
Oh,
You should come over. I downloaded the remake.
really?
Yeah, I've got it.
How is it?
It's pretty crazy.
It's on your computer?
Yeah.
Nice. I heard they were going to try and remake the game. I didn't know they were actually
They did. I got the remake of it. So it's pretty much the same, except for the jumping on the weird cart things.
I don't remember a thing about the game other than the fact that I liked it.
There was one part where you had to jump these things on a little speed bike, but it gets going so fast that you only have time to push A as soon as you land. But if you pushed A as soon as you land on some of them, it was too soon and you hit the wall.
Yeah. I tried to hook up Mario onto my smart TV. That doesn't work. I wanted to play some Duck Hunt on the big screen. The refresh rate is too fast. It won't pick up the gun.
So you can't do the push the gun right up
I
the screen?
never did that. Okay, maybe did when I was little, but I don't. When I got older, I never did that.
Or if you had mirrors, you could shoot them off the mirror.
Neget did that. I didn't even think
We
about
did trick
it.
shots.
Between the legs, off the glass, between the mirrors. Nailed it.
Let's get a little bit more music on here. I found some ZZ.
That's 2 Z's, dude.
So ZZ top.
ZZ top.
Here we go. So sharp dress man.
I'm always sure. Look at this. I got a chocolate stain right here. I don't know what it's
I like the fade out on the radio is gonna be. I got a chocolate stain right here.
I don't remember what I was eating, but I got a chocolate. Something.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot today.
That's what we do.
Oh,
That is what we do. We came here to talk. I gotta go home and cook some burgers. They're gonna be delicious.
I wish these people would get back to us. We gave them until 7 p.m. tonight to consider our offer.
They're considering your offer. I need to scour the web
For
I don't know, something interesting. Like nothing is really interesting.
oh my god,
Are you cold again?
yes.
No wonder it's all sports. Jesus, it's all sports. Did you know that they're giving people rewards in certain places to get the COVID
Yeah,
vaccinations?
Montana did.
Well, why would we?
They never would. They don't want you to get the COVID shot
Like,
because it costs them money.
did you know you can go to certain places like just because you got vaccinated, you show them your vaccination card, you get a free burger or you get a free sandwich or whatever?
Around here?
No.
Yeah, I'd be there every day.
Nope, not around here. Although, if you guys are listening, it's not a bad idea.
Did you see my animated my anime Sammy?
You're drawing of Santa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right after you did the drawing of my son, or before.
No, you're not thinking of the same thing.
You posted on Facebook?
I did.
Oh, see, that's why I didn't see it. I don't think you noticed, but I blocked you on Facebook.
Oh, that would make sense.
I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did see that. I just didn't know it was Sammy. And I didn't even know you posted it because I see anime stuff all the time because of all of my I'm going to be very, very forthcoming here. To any of my family members listening, if you post on Facebook, I probably don't see it because most of it's gaming stuff. Sorry. I just well, people air their laundry too much on Facebook for me, and it just drives me nuts. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't care.
I just share what I was going to tell you anyway.
I know you talk to me way too much. Like every time you tell me, dude, I need a rant. I'm like, oh, I hope it doesn't get personal. And then you like, it's not even like, I'm like, well, what's your problem? It's not even that big deal.
What did I do?
Nothing yet. Your Canadian rant.
That was a huge thing.
Uh-huh.
Don't even say it wasn't a big deal. We talked about that for like weeks.
You're still not over it. Get over it.
It's stupid.
It's not my fault.
Hey.
No, it isn't. I gave you another job.
I helped us create another job.
Well,
I just didn't want to do it alone, so I forced you guys to take over.
Yeah, you're forced. We got it done, didn't we?
We did, and everyone enjoyed it and loved it.
And everybody's smiling. Now, if we could just get everybody on board with it.
If only we could teach the kids that way.
We can from ages 8 to 4.
We can't.
Well, you don't coach.
Wouldn't matter. They wouldn't let me do it the way I wanted to anyway.
No, they're right there. But we tried. You all right? Are you really that hungry?
I'm starving.
Well, it's a good thing I made 7 burgers, right? There's only 3 of us who are going to eat hamburgers.
Yeah, but I'm going to eat like 4.
Yeah. I get 2. Sammy's definitely going to eat 1.
I don't know. Sammy can be pretty aggressive with good things.
And why'd she marry you?
She got pretty aggressive with something good.
Oh, I need a topic. Someone give me a topic. Is there a topic? I don't have the chat up, so there might be one. I don't know. Nope.
I like how I
still
did not
don't
see that chat from over here.
I still don't buy the fact that they want people don't want so many people on one side of the plane. I don't think it's gonna make it because all the luggage and fuel in the bottom of that plane. No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. The plane itself is just too damn wide. Maybe on a tiny puddle jumper, even then I don't think it would matter. Unless you were sitting on the wing. Like there's something on the wing.
Some
thing.
Jim Carrey.
Oh, God, he's one of my all-time favorites. I watched Bruce Almighty the other day. When it was a more underrated movie for him.
That was a pretty good one. I like it when he's trying to
What would
coordinate all the prayers.
What would you do? Yeah. It's prayer post-its. What would you do with the power of God?
One of my favorite quotes, and it's not something I'd actually want to do, but it always makes me laugh when I hear it.
Toronto finally wins a cup?
No. Is a guy gets it. I can't remember the movie, but I just remember what he says. The guy's like, well, what would you do with $1 billion? And he's like, 2 chicks at the same. Oh, Office Space.
How can you not remember? Oh,
I remember
really?
now.
Really? You forgot what movie that was from?
I remembered.
Oh,
But I love that. I love it. He's like, 2 chicks at the same time, man.
I think with $1 million, I could pull that off.
Yeah, chicks dig guys with money. But what would I actually do if I had the powers of God?
Yeah. The only thing you couldn't affect is
I would make everybody understand that the Bible's a lie.
You can't. Because that messes with free will.
It doesn't mess with free will if you make it into the Bible and you make some.
And if you were God, that would already prove that the Bible was right. You were already
I know, but that'd be the crazy part, right? Because
irony, right?
if something's real, people won't believe it. Like I'm telling you right now, if God came down and stood in front of us, walking through this door, and said, "I'm God," we'd be like, "Go to the insane asylum." And if he did magic tricks, we'd be like, "You're just like Chris Angel."
He's standing on his toes with mirrors. He's not levitating.
Who's messaging us now?
Oh, that's your wife. I don't know if I could get into something like that.
Wife convinces young
Convinces
young lover to kill her husband and make it look like. Oh,
something tells me that this isn't uncommon.
nope.
And if there is someone in this world who could pull that off, it's your wife, because that's what she teaches.
Yes.
So if we go, just for you internet viewers out there, if we're not here on a Sunday,
It's our wife. Oh, but I was thinking about, are we going to be on next?
next Sunday, yes. The following one, it's a little in the air. Although we could do an average rants through YouTube.
Oh, we didn't tell you guys, but we were bringing our dogs.
Yes, you did tell us.
Oh, Sammy didn't tell you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because your wife talks to my wife. I don't know if you know this.
Oh.
Because for some reason you guys can't find a dog sitter.
We don't have anybody that's a dog sitter.
So, hey.
We don't have family.
So what did you do with the dogs when you did hockey tournaments?
Last time we went, we did use somebody, but now they have 2 dogs of their own.
Oh. Something tells me they make those dogs disappear.
I could. I bet you they just have them outside.
But no, and we saw the place today in Great Falls. It's pet friendly.
Well, they told us, they said it's just $20 for the shampooing. That's all you gotta do.
Just keep your dog from pooping on the floor, man. That's all you gotta do.
Oh, why? Once we pay the $20, it doesn't matter if it poops on the floor now.
So that means you could poop on the floor and blame it on the dog.
That's what I do, Derek. Depends how much we drink.
Yeah. How much did we drink at that hockey tournament when we went?
I didn't drink like at all, except for when I went out with. Who was there? Jerry and Hiram and Ryan.
I ran into Hiram the other day. Did I tell you? Oh, yeah, you were there. I asked if why he's a banker. I'm like, why aren't you playing golf? Is that what bankers do?
We should go with him. He sucks. Like us. Like, he's not like worse than us. He's like us.
I don't know. I'm pretty bad.
No, he's like us.
Did I tell you I got Spotify Premium for a month or 3 months? Digging it.
Well, then you can make things and you can play it on here.
No, you're doing it. That's your chair. It just wasn't look right. Tell me if I was sitting where Barry's sitting right now, it wouldn't look right.
Yeah. Nobody's saying anything.
Not anymore.
You've scared them all away. What's our topic going to be when we come back on?
I have no idea. We need more subscribers.
Are we going to rant about what it's like when you forget what you need to talk about and you can't find anything to talk about?
Well,
The awkward silence.
There are things I can talk about, but it's political. I listened to the political radio on my way home from Great Falls today, and I wanted to shoot myself in the face.
Yeah, that's why I hate political talks.
Oh, it was so bad. Like, there are states that are literally trying to make it harder for people to vote on purpose.
I know. And they're getting okay passed.
They're cool with
A
it.
judge in California.
Saw it. Went, what the? California?
A judge in California compared an assault rifle to a Swiss Army knife.
True that.
How are they the same?
They're not.
There is no screwdriver function on a gun.
I could pound in that screw with a nope.
I can just shoot that screw in.
You just gotta
The
tap.
bullet turns.
Just tap it in a little bit.
And we're back. That was like the quickest throw of the mic.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, I'm running out of time.
Oh, and then Brian Adams was going to come on.
Oh, I saw this. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, we can talk about.
We could talk about.
I read about that one.
Well, the North Carolina student denied diploma after wearing Mexican flag over his graduation. Yeah. Seriously, people?
So because I read that whole article.
You read the article, so you go. I didn't read it or anything. You did.
It was.
You tell me about it, and I'll give you my opinion. And my opinion right now already. Yeah.
So the kid, his family is from Mexico, and they came up here.
Wow.
And he put the Mexican flag on, kind of like a cape.
Right.
And walked up and
athletes do it all the time.
The lady, I don't know if it was the principal or not, but she was there with the fake diploma, right? Because they hand out a fake one to you, and then you get your.
No.
Okay, well that's what happens.
I got my real one when they handed it to me.
Oh, well, so she said you can't wear that here, and the kid was very confused, and so they refused to give him the diploma unless he had taken it off. He tried to take it off, but I guess he had like pinned it or something, and he was having trouble getting it off. So they gave him the fake one, and then he left, like got off the stage, and then they escorted him out of the gym. And in the end, the school that he still has not received his actual diploma, and they said that it wasn't because he was wearing the Mexican flag; it was because he broke the dress code for the graduation.
I find that to be a load of garbage.
Yeah, like I told Sammy, I was like, if our daughter is required to wear a gown at the graduation, but she says she doesn't want to, they can then explain to me how she doesn't meet the requirements to get her diploma because of the outfit she chooses to wear.
Now, I could see if the outfit were inappropriate or
to me, even that, like as long as it's not nudity.
right. But what I'm saying is, there was nothing wrong with the flag. There's nothing wrong with what I'm saying by inappropriate is it doesn't have any foul language. It doesn't insult anybody or anything like that. You should be allowed to do whatever.
Well, it's just like coming from Canada, we are a little bit
Bunch of
more
liberals up there.
Well, we're just a little bit more because we're very like down here is very multicultural, but it's nobody wants to admit it. In Canada,
we're a melting pot of culture down
here. Yeah, this is literally a hub for culture.
The United States is the world's trade center. Literally, we had the trade center towers.
But so where I'm from, we've just accepted that it's multicultural, and like I'm not always 100% sure of the things down here, but I'm pretty sure you guys have a freedom of expression that was jeopardized by them telling him he's not allowed to wear that.
Unless he's not a citizen, then I guess they could throw that.
But he wouldn't be in school.
No, you can still come here and go to school.
Not like high school and stuff.
Right? No, because they do foreign exchange students all the time.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, that's like a big paperwork thing, though. He wouldn't be graduating as a foreign exchange student.
I have no idea, man. I didn't do it.
I didn't get into that, but it's just, I don't know. To me, I look forward to the day, and I won't be alive when it happens, that we get the what was it in Star Trek? They had like literally there's one government.
Oh, yeah.
For the world, it was like the Federation, and I look forward to the day that happens.
Not everybody liked the Federation.
Nobody on Earth was against it. It was just other planets.
The Klingons really didn't like it.
But that's just really right. Like that's what it was. Finally, it was like the day that the Earth.
Why can't we all just get along?
Well, it's because right now there is nothing that draws us all together for the same thing, and I think like that's why like on Star Trek, that's why it was always kind of neat was you still had that fight, but because you found out that there was these other races, then all the humans banded together.
And I am the worst Star Trek person here because I watched the newest movies, and that's about as deep as I go into Star Trek. But as I recall, in the series, didn't a Klingon actually become a member of Starfleet?
Yes. But he did it to learn about.
But he actually ends up
assimilating.
And he likes it. Yeah.
But I just, if it's not hurting anybody, what's the big deal?
Let people be who they are.
Like, I would be honored.
Like I said, athletes do it all the time.
Well, I mean, I would be honored if my daughter graduated in the United States and was proud of her Canadian heritage.
Like, and I'm not so certain anymore. I don't know much about boxing, but I know that there are different titles held for boxing. Well, what if a boxer of Mexican descent won the U.S. title and wore the Mexican flag? They do it all the time. They wear their flags out to the ring or off the ring and all that stuff. Like you can't have this because that doesn't make any sense, especially in the United States, which we have our native population, which was here long before anybody else. We're quite literally a population. 90% of our population didn't originate here.
Yeah,
it came from somewhere else.
For me, people should be proud of who they are. And that's what we're trying to teach kids. At least, anytime I'm trying to teach a kid something, is I want them to enjoy life and, respect who they are. Because you don't want to change somebody from who they are. Like, I mean, you look at some of the stuff that's been happening in Canada where they found some of those, like the boarding schools for.
Oh yeah, that's bad juju.
I never know the right thing. So in Canada.
But this happened years. This isn't recent.
Yeah, no, this is not recent.
But they just found it underneath because they're moving the old schools and the old buildings.
And they
right?
were checking the grounds with sonars or something and found like the skeletal remains of 250 children that were all Native Americans in Canada.
Because they didn't assimilate to what they wanted.
Well, that's what they did. They went around and they would tell them that they were going to give them an actual education, but what they were doing was trying to turn them away from their native tongue and all of that, and that's what we don't want to do anymore.
No.
So when a kid is gonna wear his country's flag on his shoulder while he's graduating in another country, we should stand up and say good, because you came to America to get a better education and you proved you could do it.
Well, everybody comes here and most people who immigrate to the United States because it's better. They think it's better here. They have more opportunity. We are the land of opportunity. We give everyone opportunity.
Well, some people might take this the wrong way, but I love the, America, home of
the free land of the brave.
Land of the brave, and you guys are always about we are that. But then, as an immigrant coming into your country, they're like, get the hell out.
Not me.
But I mean, that's the feeling. Even as a Canadian, I don't know how many times I've been around people and they're like, oh yeah, they just come over and take our jobs. And I'm like, I'm an immigrant. They're like, oh no, we don't mean you. I'm like, what do you mean?
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, because I am one.
Right.
Like, I've taken this radio spot.
There's no one else would wanted it.
But it's always a touchy subject. I get both sides a little bit, I am more on the, express yourself, but I do understand some of the fears that come with it. But
we wouldn't be who we are without everyone else's culture.
No, I mean, I would not have this phone in my hand.
Mm-hmm. That'd probably be a good thing.
Yeah, that probably could be. I like my drawing tablet.
We sat down at a gaming table last week for the first time in how long?
That was amazing.
Like, we actually got
a little buzzed.
And we weren't even drinking alcohol, which would have been better. Well, no, you had some alcohol because
I had a little bit, but I was driving. But Sammy had some.
But you were moping.
Whatever.
You knew your team was going to make it.
I did.
It's
fine. The air is on again.
You don't want your nipples poking through your shirt?
Yeah, I've got nippies.
So, just be nice to people. That's all we want. Leave people alone.
I mean, to me, if somebody's not directly affecting me in my life, I don't care.
This goes beyond ethnicity. To however you want to associate yourself in the LGBT community.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Like, you are who you are. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Well, I think the other thing that, I'm not going to get into a big political thing, but I think some people are afraid to understand that you can agree with something but be against it at the same time.
Yeah. You can be against something and still be someone's friend.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, I really won't get into it. I think it'd be a little too political.
Yeah, you don't like to be that way.
No, but I mean, if you wanted to make a choice, I'm fine with you making the choice. Doesn't mean I'm going to like it.
So here's something kind of cool that happened, and my wife likes, like most people's wives and most females out there, they have their hair products, their nail products, and all that stuff that they like to use. Well, she at her salon, she was going to buy some leave-in shampoo, and Oh, geez. But anyway, there was a lady in there, and the business had accidentally forgot to set hers aside, but there was only one bottle of dry shampoo left that my wife was going to buy, and she refused it and said, no, give it to the lady who had reserved it. And she sent my wife a thank you card.
Yeah, she was telling us about that.
Like, pay it forward. Like, we were in line at McDonald's a few weeks ago, because this is what we do. When we're going to go on a day trip to, like, Great Falls or something, we usually cook breakfast in the morning. We're like, we want to get on the road, get to where we're going. So we just hit the drive-thru. Somebody bought our breakfast in line ahead of us. And that was so cool. And you know what? We're like, you know what? Our meal's only going to be like $6, but we don't care. We bought the person's behind us, you know. And I think just pay. One good deed will make someone's day.
And it could never happen again because there's just too many people. But I miss the old days, like before I was even born, or before.
How do you miss those? You weren't even here.
Just because I taking history makes sure you get to see how it was. And I mean, back in the day, a farmer would focus on making corn. So then another one would focus on like beef, and then he'd be like, "I will trade you some corn for your beef."
It's kind of the way it still works.
But now the problem is there's people that we just don't. They don't want to give anything, and they just want to take, and that always kind of irks me. I mean, it's not like I go out and I make things, but I'll do what I can. Like, heck, we watch each other's kids just to help each other out. We're not expecting to get something out of it.
And then my wife just messaged me, and I hope I understand this right. Like, she got the gift certificate for like a coffee place. I think she used the gift certificate to pay it forward again, like so and so. Like, that's just kind of cool things like that. Like, you don't know what someone's day has been like. Like, someone could just have a really crappy day, and all of a sudden you're in line. You're like, this will make my day a little bit better. And then you find out someone paid for it or got it for you. Then it's kind of cool.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if you do that, you pay something forward, you have to do it with the understanding that you're not going to get anything back.
Yeah. Do something without expecting something in return.
That's a challenge. Maybe we should challenge everybody listening.
We challenge everybody this week, if you're listening, pay it forward. And do one nice thing without expecting anything in return.
It would be freaking amazing.
You and I have to do it. And we have to come in next Sunday and tell, and we can't do it for each other. That doesn't count.
Or we can't do it for a wife.
You can't do it for a family member or a wife. You have to do it for somebody you've never met before.
All right. That means I got to get outside.
You got to get out of your gaming chair.
But, I mean, I think it would be really cool if some of our listeners could, you can go on Facebook and you guys can leave us some messages about what you did for paying it forward, and we'll talk about it. And we'll rant about the decisions made in that pay forward. But you can find us on Average Rants on Facebook. And if you don't know that, but you do know KNMC's Facebook, I also have access to that. So you can leave a post on there.
That is our challenge. You have 1 week till 3 p.m. next Sunday to do to some random person you've never met before.
Pay forward.
It doesn't have to be buying something, groceries. No. Just a kind gesture.
Oh, heck, I was talking with my in-laws about the only problem that we had with the house we were looking at was the neighbor's yard next door didn't look like it had been cut. And the first thing I thought was, when we move in, I'll just go cut the guy's lawn, and then I won't have that problem anymore. But it was one of those things where, we were talking about it. We're like, how do we know that this guy just maybe isn't disabled or he has some issues, and help him out?
Right. Yeah, I would say shovel your neighbor's sidewalk, but
that'll be in 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, it could snow.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now, it's Montana. It could snow. But we're at the top of the hour.
Minute and a half. Yeah.
Minute and a half. Yeah, man, I really hope people actually try to.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would. It'd be kind of. I think that'd be a nice thing.
And if this catches on, I mean, don't do it because we asked you to, but
man, we could throw challenges like this randomly. You're like, all right, tell us the story of how you wash.
Drop $20 into this bank account.
I want you to go and wash your neighbor's car, but not tell him you're going to do it. Tell us the story of how it altered. Well, but I think that'd be a good idea. People pay it forward. I think there'll be some pretty cool stories that could come out of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, thanks for listening to Average Rants. It's top of the hour. We'll be here next Sunday. Just so people know, we will be here same time next Sunday. There is a good chance we might not be on the Sunday after that.
Well, I'm just not on the radio. We may be able to pull off a Average Rants through YouTube on a
Yeah,
different.
we probably could pull it off hotel style or on the road style.
Wow, someone's getting into an accident. I don't know where I'm going to plug the internet cable in for that.
But
So-
yeah, we will be in Great Falls in 2 weeks, so it'll be hard for us to be on the radio then, unless we get back in time. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Well, we'll see how it happens.
If not, you'll get the regular scheduled programming, which is a bit
You lucky listeners.
Everybody loves it. All right, well, thank you for listening to Average Rants at KNMC 90.1 FM, and we are out.
Out.
Oot.
In a boot.